Trump and Putin summit ends without deal, but progress made. The much-anticipated summit between U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin has concluded in Anchorage, Alaska, with both leaders confirming that no formal agreement was reached. However, President Trump insisted that great progress had been made during their discussions on Ukraine. Neither side provided details on what that progress might be. Speaking first at a joint press appearance, President Putin avoided any mention of a ceasefire. Trump later admitted, "We didn't get there," confirming that no breakthrough on halting the conflict in Ukraine had been achieved. The two leaders left the podium without taking questions from reporters. Shortly afterward, both departed Anchorage, Putin with a brief wave, and Trump heading directly to his plane. Trump later told Fox News host Sean Hannity that he considered the meeting a 10 out of 10, though he provided no specifics. The unusual brevity of Trump's remarks, compared with Putin's longer statements, left analysts uncertain whether the summit represented a meaningful step forward or simply a diplomatic spectacle. Soon after the summit, Russian presidential spokesman Dmitry Peskov released a statement hinting at a possible path toward future negotiations. His words were cautiously optimistic but deliberately unclear. This is the very conversation that allows us to confidently move forward together along the path of searching for settlement options. Analysts noted the vague nature of the statement, with some suggesting that both leaders may be keeping details deliberately limited to avoid jeopardizing sensitive discussions. Others argue it may reflect a lack of tangible progress altogether. Chief North America correspondent Gary O'Donoghue observed that while the talks did not produce a ceasefire or peace agreement, they also did not collapse. This could have ended with both leaders walking away, saying there was no business to be done, O'Donoghue noted. The fact that it didn't suggests there is at least some hope, however small. For now, the real test will be what unfolds in Ukraine itself. If missile strikes and civilian casualties continue, experts say Trump's assurances of progress will face immediate scrutiny. The Anchorage summit comes against the backdrop of President Trump's mounting frustration over the war in Ukraine. Despite multiple attempts, Trump has repeatedly said he thought he was close to securing a breakthrough, only to see the situation deteriorate again. At one point, he even questioned whether Vladimir Putin was deliberately stringing him along, while Trump praised Putin during the summit, calling their ability to work together admirable. His language toward the Russian leader has shifted over recent months. He has, on several occasions, expressed irritation at Putin's continued bombardment of Ukraine. In one telling anecdote, Trump described returning home after a meeting with Putin, only for the First Lady to remind him, "That's nice, but they just bombed Ukraine again." This tension highlights the uncertainty surrounding Trump's diplomatic approach. As Gary O'Donoghue explained, European leaders, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, are now expected to press Trump for details on what progress really means. If he cannot provide concrete results, allies are likely to voice their doubts. Shall I move on with Part 4, covering Trump's struggles in his second term, the pressure he faces, and hints that he might eventually walk away from the conflict?